Hi there. I am making this video today. It's actually taken me about a little over a month to make, about a dream that I had September 28th, 2017, about the rapture. And I guess I just want to start by telling you that I'm a new Christian, and I feel like the Lord gave me this dream, and I mean absolutely out of nowhere did I get this dream. Uh, Um, like I said, I'm a new Christian, and I got a couple of props here on the table. I didn't really want to show my face, or because I'm just so unsteady with what I had a dream about. And when I say I'm unsteady, I'm just so shocked and surprised that this was like how I'm looking at it as a gift given to me. And I feel that God is telling me that it's not just a gift for you. It's a gift that I want you to share too, because we need to maybe spread the word to other folks that might not believe or are skeptical, or I guess whatever. I don't even know how to explain it. Hopefully we won't be interrupted by my cats who are prowling around and kind of not knowing what I'm doing. So anyway, I guess here's the dream. Um, like I said, it was September 28th of 2017. That's this year. Um, it started out, I think the dream started at about 3 o'clock in the morning. I was laying in bed. I had been asleep for a few hours. I only remember about the time because when I woke up, I was looked at the clock, and first of all, I'll just say I didn't even know if I was alive because the dream was so vivid and so real. The dream started out where I was in the desert, and I was in the desert. I live in the Midwest, and I been to Arizona a couple of times, so I'm familiar with what it looks like, but that's definitely where I was, somewhere in the Southwest. And I was in the desert, and I was with people that I didn't know. And it was kind of strange. I don't know if I was on a vacation or whatever, but I was there. And in the desert, out of nowhere, there was a very, very large snake. This huge snake looked so peculiar. It was almost like an eel. It was very long, flat, a flat head, very muted brown. It doesn't look like anything you would ever find in the Southwest. I mean, it literally looked like an eel out of water. I don't know if that has any significance or not, but somehow I fashioned me a machete, or had it on me, or I did something, and I took the machete and I cut it into two. It started chasing me now as two snakes. The snake turned, the one snake with the head then turned into two snakes, and two heads, and now they're chasing me. And they started chasing me, and as I was running, it started chasing me into a very open field, like at the base of a mountain. These mountains were, it was like a mountain range you would see in California, yet the landscape of Arizona, kind of the red rock, kind of real desert looking. But the hills were very, very similar. If you've ever been to California, the big rolling gigantic valley hills. And I was with a bunch of other people. I didn't know anybody, and I thought that was kind of weird. I mean, I guess in retrospect, after looking back, but in the dream it didn't seem weird. It's just I was with a bunch of folks. And oddly enough, we were all dressed the same. And I don't know, maybe that's just a dumb part of the dream. But we all had kind of, and certainly not matching clothes like some culty weird thing, but we always seemed to be wearing beige or like khaki. It was just dumb. It was something I just noticed in the dream. So this, as I go back, the snake chased me into this basin of a valley on the, if I'm describing it right, at the base of a mountain or very large, ginormous rolling hills. And I was in the back of a bunch of people, and I saw nobody's face, and nobody was creepy. Nobody was mean or why are you here? But we all stood staring at this hill in one direction. It's as if we all knew that there was something on the other side of the hill or on top of the hill. And while we all were gazing up at it, and this is where I'm going to get kind of embarrassed, where I wouldn't want to show my face when I make this ugly noise, but we as a group heard a noise that I've never heard in my life. Like, and I'm going to try to mimic it. It sounded like somebody just out of nowhere went, ah. Okay, you can laugh because I'm laughing at myself, and I've only told the story to one other person and they cracked up when I did that. But it was literally the voice of one person, and everybody joined in from the hill, they were on the outer part of the hill, where further away from the base, so they could see what was on top or behind the hill. And that scream, or that one long syllable bellow, or whatever the heck it was then joined in by several people, but making that same tone. And I hate to interrupt the dream right there, but I found out that later, because I didn't know any of this, because I started digging into Revelations and the Rapture, and listening to a bunch of other videos on here. And there's something about a trumpet, so I didn't sound like a trumpet, I can tell you that. It sounded like people going, whoa, like, whoa, what am I seeing? So myself and the group of people that I was standing with, we ran from the base of the mountain hill out further into the desert area to see what the heck was on the top of that mountain, or if we could see behind it or just above it, what's going on over there. Okay, you guys, and I'm not kidding you, I have never had a dream where I was in shock, that I literally did not expect this, and it was the most incredible feeling in a dream I've ever had. I literally looked up, and you guys, as big as the moon, almost from your vantage point of if you've ever seen a full harvest moon, it was Jesus ascending. I mean, he was going up into heaven, or going up into the sky, and he was kind of going very slowly, and he was as large and big and plain as day. And now this is going to sound cliche, and that's why I think, did I just dream this, or is this, what the heck? Jesus was in the, that position, you see him a lot in pictures where he's got the peace sign up and his hand on his heart, or he might be holding a lamb or something, but he's got his two fingers up and, looking all Jesus-like, and that's exactly the way he looked, but you could see his entire body, his hands. He was dressed all in white, like the, classic white robe I think we all kind of pictured Jesus in. But I remember clearly that he had a red sash on, and I want to say also, you guys, like a red and blue sash around his waist. And he was illuminated just like the harvest moon. Just as big, so real. And let me describe this, because this really was so weird. He was the backdrop of this. It wasn't during the day. It was towards sunset. And over the peaks of the mountains or the hills there, you could see the sun setting behind him. But he had risen past that into now where it's getting twilight dark. So it's like a little blue, and then you know how it gets a little bit darker, blue, black almost. There were 0 stars out. It was him as plain as day, lit up like a candle. Not a huge bright light, but just like you would see a moon or a harvest moon. And within him, behind his sash, his whole chest was lit up like there was a moon or a light inside of him. And that just came out. That was so much brighter in him. So it was like a light within a light. Well, so that's my description of him. And he's rising above the hill. Now, all of us who see him are immediately dropped to our knees. Every one of us. And I would say there was probably about 200 people there. It seemed like quite a few people. And again, I didn't see anyone's face. It was men and women and children. There was nobody I knew. Nothing stuck out with anyone. Nobody said anything to anybody. We were just like there. And we all simultaneously dropped to our knees. My first thought when seeing Jesus and dropping to my knees was, and I'll never forget this, I am so shocked. The feeling of being shocked in your dream, and then literally I knew it was the end of the world, or okay, in my dream, in my head, it was the end of the world. It happened in my lifetime. I never thought this would happen in my lifetime. It happened in my lifetime. That kept running through my head. I then had immediate acceptance. I knew that there was no time to say or do anything. I knew what it was. And I knew that I was going somewhere. So in my dream, I myself and all the other people, we laid flat on our backs, and I just saw everyone laid down flat on their back. I did myself, and then I literally started saying, Jesus, I can't believe this is happening in my lifetime. I had extreme, acceptance, and then I said to him, I'm really afraid of heights. And it sounds so silly now. I'm really afraid of heights. I'm afraid to fly to you. Do I fly to you? Do I fall? How does this happen? And out of nowhere, all of a sudden there were stars everywhere. Just like if you're up in I live in Minnesota, and if you go to northern Minnesota, and I'm sure in a lot of states or places where there's not a lot of light, you get to see the northern lights and the beautiful stars, and it's incredible looking. That's how everything turned into. Next thing you know, I'm falling, and it felt like I was falling instead of rising. And in my dream, with that acceptance, I literally started sounds so silly when I think of it now, started saying in my head, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. And it started to get harder and harder to say, like, Jesus, Jesus. And again, you can laugh because I laugh too when I think about it. But the slurring of the Jesus was me actually screaming it out and waking myself up to me screaming out Jesus. So now I'm laying in the bed. I don't know if I'm alive or dead. I turn and look at the clock. It's 3 o'clock. 3:17 in the morning. Something dumb like that. And my cats, of course, are staring at me like, what the hell, the window was open in my room, and it was lightly raining out. And I laid there, you guys, and I just said it out loud out of nowhere, and I was as awake could be. It's like, you really are coming. You really are coming. I was just shocked. So just to make this really quick, and I know people hate long videos. I'm not a real fan of them either. You guys, I've been watching a lot of other people's videos because I've never had this dream before. And this is what made me go to the internet and started looking up the rapture, and then I got on YouTube and started looking at the rapture. Now, to explain this to you, I didn't even know prior to this dream, and God is my witness, what the rapture was. Like I said, I'm a new Christian. I'm just getting like my sea legs, and I'm just Joe, everyday normal girl, and I don't understand all the things in the Bible, and I just started going to a Bible study because if nothing like this dream says hello, you know, get on board. I don't know what else would prompt me to put myself out there on social media and start going to Bible study classes, because I've never had a dream so real. I started investigating it. I started listening to a lot of the dreams or testimonies on here, and folks are matching a lot of the things that I had dreamt. Oh, my candle's going out. Maybe that means wrap it up. So anyway, I just want to let you know that I really think it's going to happen. I don't know when soon is, because God's soon and our soon are two different things, but I've only shared this dream with 2 other people, one who believes and one who doesn't. And the one who believes was absolutely got it. And the one who doesn't really believe, it's actually my boyfriend. He's like, oh yeah, God's the guy in the sky. He's super cool. But all this rapture stuff is new to him. I said, hey, it's even new to me. I thought we had to live through the tribulation. Maybe we do. I don't know. Again, I'm just Joe Normal. And that was my dream. Oh, God bless everybody.